Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCBC Essex. Time for another women's lacrosse game at the Coliseum. I'm Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth. The Knights will be taking on the Howard Community College Dragons on a wet and rainy Monday night. CCBC Essex Knights come into this game with a 3-2 record with their last match against Potomac State, resulting in a victory 20-2 in their home opener. The Howard Dragons come into this matchup with a 1-3 record with their last match against Potomac State as well, resulting in a 20-5 victory. So both teams looking to get a win streak going here. The last meeting between these two teams resulted in the Knights coming out victorious with a 21-13 victory over the Dragons. While it was one-sided, the Knights put on an offensive show that featured Alex Stroman, 7 goals and 1 assist. Madison D'Amico, 5 goals and 1 assist. And that was enough to get the victory over Potomac State. The Knights team in 5 games is averaging 4 scorers with 10-plus goals in Emily Dutton, Alex Stroman, Madison D'Amico, and Jade Joyce, all with 10 or more goals on the season. Got the start here just moments away. It looked like for a second that was going to go Dragons' way, but Knights take over at Stroman. Knights in that white jersey, Howard Dragons in the black. A defense to start by the Dragons. Pick play behind. Sets up something. Play in front. Michaela Boyle was there. She caught it, but then there was an immediate whistle. We'll go against the Dragons. We'll give a restart in a really favorable position to Boyle. Have enough time to rip the shot, will she? She's got 2 players on the side. Gonna have to collapse almost immediately. Oh, the ref sends one to the other side. Now there's just one there. It's a great opportunity at goal scoring early on here. And Michaela Boyle finishes. Quick start. All set up by the pick play behind the cage. After the pick play, Boyle slid into a scoring zone, caught the ball, was fouled, and then got the chance on the restart. Not even 1 minute, not even 30 seconds into the first half. We've got our first goal for the Knights, who, as of right now, are outscoring their opponents 21-2 at home. This, of course, only being their second home game of the season. Kind of strange as we are in the later stages of the season, but Mother Nature hasn't always been a friend to this Knights team this season. Stroman dictating the offense. 7 goals in their last contest. Dutton taking it. A lot of space. And she's met by the big spoon. And, oh, man, that was almost thrown into the goal. Afterwards, this is where the Knights team really thrives. Great on the ride. Just because you get a turnover, just because you get possession of the ball against this Knights team does not mean it's smooth sailing from there. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a difficult game to get that ball in to your offensive zone afterwards. This Knights team forces a lot of turnovers in the defensive zone. Saw the first one of the game right there. And more of the same that we saw in the last scoring possession. Pick play behind the cage sets up the slide into the good scoring zone. Catch and shoot. That one coming from Jade Joyce, getting in on the scoring.
Essex goal scored by number 17, Jade Joyce. Assisted by number 9, Courtney Jacobs.
The weather may not look pretty out there, but that play certainly was pretty. Knights looking to keep the momentum running here. Another big win. Dutton catches, and oh, I don't know if that one was just altogether wide of the net or maybe deflected. Either way, good opportunity for the Knights that they just missed out on. All set up by Madison D'Amico, catching that, getting into a good space, getting the defense to collapse onto her, then finding the teammate, and the Knights are going to have their first turnover of the game. Or not. No, I thought so. I thought that's what the ref pointed that way. Here it goes. Can the Dragons get their first offensive possession of the game here? Oh, nice defensive play by Stroman. Got that ball on the ground, then scooped it up. Now here come the Knights. Dragons still playing catch up and playing defense, and they'll play a little bit longer in that defensive zone after a nice goal. 3 goals in the game, all scored by different players. Kayla Boyle, Jade Joyce, and now Emily Dutton getting in on the scoring action. A quick 3-0 lead for the Knights. And you see on that far sideline over there by the Dragons, one of the coaches having a talk, or two of the coaches, having a talk with the defensive unit. The slide has been late. All 3 of these shots, all 3 of these goals, relatively wide open goals, haven't been the most difficult plays to make. Dragons got to figure something out, and that's not the way. A little shot to the head there. And the ref making it known that there'll be none of that. And we'll resume play. Almost 4 minutes into this first half. Knights up 3-0. They scored 27 seconds into the game. Is it going to be that kind of contest to the Dragons? Can they make a play? That was a nice play, but they couldn't control it. Little hot potato action. Knights have it for now, but it's on the ground again, and this one is scooped up by the Dragons. They've got a lot of space in front, and they're going to give it to a player who's got even more. Dragons in their offensive zone, first time today. How long? We'll find out. Ball being carried by Dawson. Gives it up to Naylor. And now the Dragons are working it around the rubber band. Under 26 to play in the first half. 55 on the shot clock, 55 on the shot clock. So they got a lot of time, but time's actually run out. As the Knights get the turnover, and now they're going defense to offense with some urgency, and, that's a pretty good foul, honestly. Don't want to give them the clean breakaway. They still end up getting the breakaway because of the speed. So I guess in reality they just delayed the inevitable. Turning on the Jets there, going the distance, waiting to see the number. Got a feeling that's Bailey D'Amico. Oh, that was oh so close. I thought it was number 10. Instead, it was number 9. Courtney Jacobs, 5'6", freshman out of Patapsco High School. Caught that ball and turned on the Jets. Was fouled in the process, but didn't matter. As soon as that whistle blew for the restart, she took it the rest of the way. Getting the restart going here. Dragons have a chance at this, but Dutton's the one who gets it, and a nice dodge. And looked like as soon as she was winding up for the shot, she lost control of it. Can assume that a Dragons defensive player put a hit on that stick. Here come the Dragons looking for their second offensive possession, and it's going to be tough to get that possession, trying to clear it that way, trying to go right through the middle of the field. 3 white jerseys there. Not a smart play, resulting in the turnover, and here come the Knights. 4-0 is their lead. Looking to push it to 5. Stroman with the ball after receiving the pass from Bailey D'Amico. And Stroman taking her time, waiting for something to open up, spinning again. Now working behind the cage, pick play. And, oh, man, couldn't be caught cleanly, but that was a great offensive set. Michaela Boyle slid to where there was nothing but space. Stroman laid that pass on perfectly. Boyle will be thinking about that one later. And that was a nice defensive play by Madison D'Amico. Can she take it the distance? Instead, she'll give it up last minute, and the catch and shoot. Nice play. All set up by the tremendous defensive play right there in front of the midfield line. Madison D'Amico got the ball on the ground, scooped it up, took it as far as she could take it, let her teammate do the rest. Hot 5-0 start here for the Knights, almost 7 minutes into the first half. Dragons will take a timeout. We'll take one too.
Her second of the day, assisted by number 16, Madison D'Amico. Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 33 seconds.
As you hear,
Timeout, Howard.
Emily Dutton with her second goal. Like I was saying, we'll take a timeout too with these two teams, and we'll see what the strategy is for the Dragons after this timeout. As you can see, we're back here with the action. Dragons winning that one and taking it and possibly taking it as far as they can go. Looking for someone. Double team is coming, and before the double team comes the strip, Madison D'Amico. Can she take it the distance here once again? Splits the defense. Lots of green grass or green turf on that far sideline. Jacobs wasn't expecting that pass. Still able to chase it down, though. It's the second time in a row Dragons' offensive possession has ended with a Madison D'Amico strip. Second time in a row that Madison D'Amico caused turnover, leads to a goal.
The Essex goal scored by number 9, Courtney Jacobs. Her second of the game. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 20 seconds.
Would be a strip sack in football. Not sure what the technical term would be here in lacrosse, but that's pretty much what it is. Just getting the stick in there, getting the ball on the ground, doing the rest of the work from there. Not even 8 minutes into the contest yet. The Knights find themselves up 6-0. Stroman spins. She wants to get in on the scoring. She is denied. But she's able to chase down the rebound. Go at it again. Looking. Good defense initially being played. Great offense by Stroman just to hold on to that ball. Eventually finds a teammate. That's Joyce. Joyce could not hit the target. Dragons will take over possession on the whistle. And will they be able to get another offensive possession here? Turned it over a few times in their defensive zone. Almost turned it over there. Get lucky there. Maybe with the ground ball. There was a couple white jerseys there. Maybe lucky there as well. Regardless, they've got this ball into their offensive zone. Can they stop the bleeding? It's a 6-0 run here for the Knights to open things up in this first half. Dragons need to get the lid off that goal here. Want to keep their hopes alive. Cannot continue to let this Knights team pound away at that drum. .45 on the shot clock, so they got plenty of time to work with. Don't need to rush. Good offensive set there. Players moving in from one side to the other. Working the ball around the rubber band. Nothing. And finally, oh, nice move, splitting the defense. Can they do it again? Cannot, but the foul committed by the Knights. All that set up by Sandra Naylor. Nice move. She's going to have a chance. Good goal-scoring opportunity here. The crash is going to come as soon as this whistle is blown, so she has got to go. Not going to be a lot of time. Quick shot and quick save. Didn't even move from the position. As soon as that whistle is blown, she ripped off the shot. Under 20 to play now. Knights looking to make it 7-0 as this is a good transition move into a scoring area, and fouled is Bailey D'Amico. Nice move. Shifty player. The ball on the stick. She can go. And no good on the shot. She'd like that one to have again. She's Just got to put that right on the body of the keeper. And a good possession to start, at least, for the Dragons. That pass was a little bit wide, and so was that. And they end up turning it over. But to start, they had 3 good passes, got that ball towards the midfield line, and well, once they got it past the midfield line, it all started to roll downhill. Turning on the Jets, the Knights are going the distance and scoring. I think that's Madison D'Amico. We'll see the number here in a minute. What we do know is the Knights are now up 7-0 here, under 19 to play in the first half. It's a hot start. Dragons meeting of the minds amongst the defenders and the goalie. Got to figure out a way to stop this bleeding. Got to figure out a way to slow them down. This offense here for the Knights is rolling. Will it continue? Dragons another win there. And a nice move to get around a couple different white jerseys. Great job of ball control by Kristen Ogle. Give the Dragons a chance to break the shutout the Knights are pitching right now. Good job working the ball around the rubber band. Now they go. Dodge didn't work. And possession ends that way. Noelle Dawson put that ball on the ground. And nice. Little pick there by Dutton. Gave Stroman enough space to get that ball out of the defensive zone and into the offensive zone. And now here come the Knights once again. 7-0 is the score. Chance to push it to 8. Great start to this game here for the Knights. Looking to push it to 2-0 at home this season. Catch, shoot, quick catch and shoot. And no good. Rebound, no good either. Dutton intercepts the long pass, and a whistle is blown. I'll try this again here. Dutton will have a chance to catch it and go. And she is denied once again. I think that hit off the foot or leg of Brianna Buxell. Goalie here for the first half of this game. May see a goalie change as they have Chanel Shaw on the bench, sophomore goalkeeper. They see her get some action if this contest continues the way it's going right now. Dragons using that sideline to their advantage. Trying to get this ball out of their defensive zone. Met on the sideline by 2 white jerseys. A double team is there. Someone's got to be open. Nothing. The Knights will take over. Tough break there for the Dragons. If the space isn't available, it's a better idea to try and work that ball with the passes out of your defensive zone. The ball can move a lot faster than the defender can, more times than not. Kayla Boyle will take that ball in the restart and immediately give it up to, I believe that's Stroman behind the cage. Stroman looking to still break through on the scoring. 7 goals in their last contest, so you know she's certainly capable of it. Here come the Knights once again, trying to go high. That one maybe deflected off the post. Regardless, another missed opportunity. Ball's on the ground, hot potato, whistle blown, and the ref is pointing in the favor of the Knights as we are at the halfway point of this first half. 15 minutes to be played. First 15 minutes has been all Knights. What will the second 15 be? Still looking to take advantage of that middle. It's not there right now, but it's been there for the most part all game long. Maybe we're seeing the Dragons defense start to tighten up a little bit. Though they're in a difficult position here on this restart. Not a lot of jerseys around that ball. He's going to be able to go and go quickly. And that's exactly what she does. Emily Dutton, I believe that was her 3rd goal of the game. Joins that hat trick club. Disappointing to give up the goal there for the Dragons, I'm sure, because that was a good defensive set for them. Pretty sure that was the longest the Knights had gone without getting a goal, too. Longest stretch they had in between goals, excuse me. It's a few minutes. We'll find out in a moment. So once we get the call from our PA announcer. Knights scoop that up, and here they come. It's Bailey D'Amico gives it up.
Time of the goal, 15 minutes, 18 seconds, her 3rd of the game.
Here are the Knights. Getting that ball into a good position, only to be fouled, and this is going to be a great opportunity for scoring here for the Knights. I believe that is Stroman, Alex Stroman. Defense, great job of collapsing there. Made the shot a little bit more difficult, though. Stroman did put it right on the big spoon there. Not the greatest placement there, but could also blame that on the good collapse defensively. Can the defense keep up the good play and get this ball out of their zone? Right now they cannot. Dutton put that ball on the ground and then was the one to scoop it up. Great play by her, showing she can play some defense too. Nice defensive play to go along with those 3 goals. She's going to have quite the highlight tape at the end of this game. Keeps it up. Kayla Boyle. D'Amico. Madison, that is, splits the defense. Takes it as far as she can. But there's a whistle in the process. And the way the players are going, way the ref is waving his hand, looks like the Dragons will take over possession. Just over 12 minutes to be played here in this first half. Dragons still looking for their first goal of the game. And oh, Interception, Joyce, and score, the pick six. Jade Joyce, her second goal of the game. She had the second goal of the contest. Oh, well, she's got the 8th as well. Looks like it's a light rainfall here.
Essex goal scored by number 17, Jay Joyce.
Excuse me, that was the 9th goal of the game.
17 minutes, 40 seconds.
Dragons, good offensive possession here. Their best opportunity, possibly the game. Into a good scoring zone, but a lot of white jerseys there, and they'll regroup. Obviously, you want a goal, but possession, almost just as important, I would say. You have a good long possession here. Get a couple cracks at it. May drain some of the momentum that the Knights have had. As you can see, the scoreboard, all the tell you need to know that the momentum has been all Knights, and it'll stay all Knights as the ball's put on the ground and scooped up by the team in the white jersey. And, oh, wow. I mean, that's just a brave move there to begin with by Madison D'Amico. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black jerseys. She just put her head down and decided to go running through the trees. Got hit by a couple branches. She'll still have possession here on the restart. Those trees are still surrounding her, so she's got to get rid of that ball almost immediately, and does. Isn't caught initially, but it's picked up on the rebound, and here come the Knights to get that ball into the offensive zone. Good job by Nikki Campbell. Took it as far as she could and gave it to an offensive player. That offensive player is Madison D'Amico. And here come the Knights offense. Dutton, a lot of space, shoots, and scores. 4th goal of the game.
Essex goal, number 11, Emily Dutton. Time of the goal, 19:37. Timeout, Howard.
Howard takes the timeout, so we'll take one too. Need to talk strategy. Down 10 with just over 10 minutes to play in the first half. We'll see what kind of changes they make after this timeout. And we're back here, ready to play the final 10 minutes and 16 seconds of this first half. A first half that you can see by the scoreboard hasn't been as close as the Dragons would like. And a nice win there. Madison D'Amico almost in a blur, came out of nowhere, scooped that ball up and got possession for the Knights. Got a fresh shot clock to work with and a 10-0 lead as well. Let's see what their game plan is after that long timeout. Timeout was taken by the Dragons, of course. So let's see what their defensive strategy is as well. Giving up a lot of goals in that middle area, both on one-on-one plays and also on offensive set plays, excuse me. Like the one we just saw ran there by the Knights. Trying to get that ball into the middle. Didn't work that time, but they're going to keep trying. They've got 35 on the shot clock, so plenty of time. Obviously, the Knights always looking for goals, but no need to make a silly turnover in a situation like this. Good shot. Almost better save there by Stroman. Kept it from going out of bounds, and she tried to take it the distance afterwards. Put the shot on goal, but was wide. Knights 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that'll be a shot clock violation. So not the possession they wanted, but still a pretty good possession. Up 10. That took a lot of time off the clock. And also took a lot of energy out of the Dragons. A couple good shots there. Or maybe one, actually just one good shot. Or two, excuse me. I forgot about the bounce shot that led to Stroman's shot. So 2 good shots. Lots of passes. And lots of running for the Dragons. Heavy legs, I'm sure, are going to set in at some point in the second half, if it continues the way it's going. Dragons offensive possession deep in their zone with a chance, under 40 on the shot clock, so they got time. Looking for some movement away from the ball, cut towards the middle. Great defensive set being played here by the Knights right now. Now just over 20 on the shot clock, so less time. Shot and rebound by the Dragons, and intercepted with the big spoon there from Cullings. And she throws that big spoon down in frustration as that pass didn't go where she wanted it to. Or maybe it went exactly where she wanted to. There just wasn't any teammate. Regardless, it'll be a turnover in the defensive zone for the Knights. Can the Dragons make them pay? Catch on the second effort, and the goal. The Dragons finally get their first goal of the game and make sure there's no shutout. And that one's got to be extra frustrating for Cullings, as it was set up by her turnover. In the defensive zone, now just over 7 minutes to be played in this first half. Dragons break through and get their first goal. 10-1.
Howard goal scored by number 7, Kristen Ogle. Time of the goal, 22:59.
So Ogle with the goal, and violation there. D'Amico chases the ball down, or excuse me, Stroman chases the ball down. And they'll retry that. Scooped up by who else? Madison D'Amico. Been everywhere here this game, making some plays offensively, making some plays defensively. putting her in a great position to be the MVP of the game right now. Though Emily Dutton's making a good case for that as well with the 4 goals. Knights over 60 on the shot clock. A lot of time. Over 6 to play in the first half. Ball's on the ground. Dragons players, there was 2 players over there. I don't think they realized the ball was on the ground initially. That slight hesitation may have given a chance to the Knights. Chance is all they need here this afternoon. Speaking of chances, oh my! That wasn't the plan, but they'll take it. I think that was Alex Stroman with a long pass that ended up being a long goal, and that's one that she'll want to be telling mom and dad about later. I meant to do that. Oh, of course. Once heard someone say, don't let the truth get in the way of telling a great story.
Essex goal scored by number 12, Alex Stroman. Time of the goal, 24 minutes, 5 seconds.
We've got just over 5 minutes left in this first half, and it's a first half that has been dominated here by the Knights, and the scoreboard is all the evidence you need. 11-1 is the score. And Madison D'Amico just pushing people out of the way. That was her sister, Bailey D'Amico. Sure got to be used to it at this point. Madison gets that ball in her stick. Not a lot that can stop her. Determined individual. That pass was on target, but it couldn't be caught. Maybe lost in the lights. It's a tough spot right there in that corner. Dragons, last offensive possession ended in their first goal. What can they get here? Good job getting it into their offensive zone. A lot of turf in front. Good pass. And it's saved by the post. The rebound is no good. Great effort by the Dragons, and maybe a little bit of luck on the side of the Knights there. Dad always used to say it's better to be lucky than good. That time a great example. One and done on that offensive possession for the Dragons as the Knights now on the go. And Bailey D'Amico, that time catching it into good scoring position. She turns and shoots. She put that right on the big stick, though. Easy save. Great offensive possession, though. Knights getting cracks on that drum whenever they want. The offense early and often here for the Knights. Dragons, another good job of getting that ball into their offensive zone. A lot of turf in front once again. And this time a whistle. And it'll go against the Knights. It'll give the Dragons an opportunity. Or no, it goes against the Dragons, excuse me. Probably a shielding. Knights will take over possession. For how long, though? That ball's on the ground. A couple black jerseys there, and the black jerseys will get it. And frustration on Emily Dutton's face says it all there as the Knights do not get possession. Instead, the Dragons will have another opportunity to get this game back to single digits. Right now, it's a 10-point lead for the Knights, 11-1, under 2 to play in the first half. Regardless, right now, the Dragons have a difficult second half in front of them. They can make it a little less difficult, though, if they could go on a nice little run. And nice job of intercepting that pass before it found its destination. Or before it found its target, excuse me, Cullings. The size of that stick is an advantage, and if you're smart, willing to take some risks, you can make interceptions like that. Here come the Knights. Now they're on the attack, under a minute to play. Shot clock and game clock almost even. Separated by a few seconds. The Knights will be able to hold for the final shot, though, if they want here. Now I have 20 on the game clock. So Michaela Boyle flashes into the middle. Good collapse on the defense there, forcing her back out onto that far sideline. 10 seconds on the shot or game clock now. And a whistle will go against the Dragons, and that'll probably be the final play we see of this first half. And oh, look what I get for saying that. A quick shot right on that restart that went off the mask, I think, of the goalie. So the score after the first 30 is 11-1. We'll be back with more action after this halftime period. So stick around. There is, if you walk towards the school, it may not work. sure if I asked for one, they would make it. I bet if you you call down, you could probably grab some water down there.
I just texted this said there's no fountains and they're not here.
Oh, that stinks. I don't even know. Even if that fountain was working, I wouldn't trust what was coming out of it. That would be better than nothing.
Is this gonna be a running clock now?
Should be. I'm guessing.
I don't know if it's 10 mils or 12.
And we're back here ready to play the final 30 minutes of a contest that hasn't been as close as the Howard Dragons would like it to be. Score right now is 11-1. Dragons not getting that goal until late in that first half as well. It was a hot start for the Knights. See if they can make it a hot finish as well here. They'll start things on their heels, though, as they'll play defense to start. After the whistle, Dragons take over possession. And let's see what kind of second half strategies these two teams will have. Looking for something, and the Dragons find something eventually. Take the hard hit, but won't feel as bad since they'll get the goal as with it. It's Madison Altenberg, I believe, the one with the goal there. Tale of two halves. The Knights got a goal in the first minute of the first half. Dragons get a goal in the first minute of the second half.
Howard goal scored by number 15, Madison Altenberg. Time of the goal, 51 seconds in the second half.
.51 seconds into that second half, we get our goal. Stroman, good little flick pass. Now getting that ball deep into the offensive zone. And, oh, so close the Knights were to getting that goal right back. Didn't work out, though. As you can see, the Dragons are taking over possession. They struggled getting that ball out of their defensive zone in the first part of that second half. Showed some glimpses down the stretch, though, of what we're seeing right there. Nice spin move on that far sideline. Got a lot of space. And the Dragons carrying it into a goal-scoring area and carrying it as far as they can before the whistle. Maybe a bailout foul there, though. Looked like number 11, Noel Dawson, was running out of real estate. Lots of white jerseys. 3 right there. They're going to collapse almost immediately after. Going to have to catch and shoot, and they do. Nice move. Noel Dawson with the goal, and that's 2 unanswered goals here to start things in the second half. Wow, it really is a tale of two halves. Knights still very... Knights are still very much in the driver's seat in this game, but not as comfortable as they were a few moments ago. That is for sure. Let's see. How things go now on this restart. Dragons, really early part of this second half, looking like a much different team, a lot more aggressive, forcing the issue. That's 2 times in the early part of the second half they've kind of pushed the ball right into the teeth of the defense, only to be fouled. That time it doesn't lead to a goal, as you see Stroman is looking for someone to pass to for the Knights, and there's a big hit from behind there laid on. Knights will still hold possession here, but they'll throw the ball back a little bit further as they still have some more work to do to get this ball out of their defensive zone. Get their first goal of the second half. It's a 2-0 start to the second half for the Dragons. Madison D'Amico carried it as far as she could carry it. Jacobs. D'Amico is hit for her troubles. Took a big shot there on that near sideline. She got up, brushed it off though. Tough one. Watches a lot of hockey. And here the Knights go. Almost 4 minutes into this second half. Ball's on the ground. Scooped up immediately though. And there's another big hit. This time the whistle comes. Bailey D'Amico will have another chance on the restart. Good opportunity. Good goal scoring area, and she's got enough speed and enough space where she could probably take a few steps. Maybe just one or two before she can rip off this shot. She does just that, but she's wide of the cage. Miss 100% of the shots you don't put on net. Bailey D'Amico learning that the hard way there. Couldn't catch that one cleanly as the ball went on the ground, but she scooped it up. Here she goes, trying to make up for it, and second time around, gets the goal. So that'll get the Knights back up a little bit more. As I believe number 10, Bailey D'Amico, breaks through on the scoring. We're going to find out in a minute once we get the call from our PA announcer.
Number 10, Bailey D'Amico.
It is.
Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 5 seconds.
Got to be exciting. Bailey D'Amico and Madison D'Amico both getting in on the scoring action, both with 1 goal each. 12-13 leads back up to 9, and it could be 10 here if the Knights can get possession. Get a quick goal. Sure, they'd feel a lot more comfortable with that lead back up to double digits, and don't think that was anything too egregious. Think the feet just got tangled up there, but Madison D'Amico certainly took a spill, and the Knights will hold on to possession. How much longer? A little bit longer after the whistle. The Knights will slow things down a little bit here as we're approaching 5 minutes played in the second half. It's a 5 minutes where, I was just about to say it's 5 minutes where the Dragons have outscored the Knights, but after that goal from the Knights, well, it's going to be 5 minutes that are even. 2 goals apiece. The Knights get back to a 10-point lead with the goal there. A lot of jerseys in that area.
Number 12, Alex Stroman. Assisted by number 16, Madison D'Amico. Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 47 seconds.
So Alex Stroman finally breaks through there on the scoring. And I was in the middle of saying there was a lot of jerseys there in that area, so I didn't see exactly who had that goal initially, but just got the word that it was Alex Stroman, freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland. Madison D'Amico, nice little stutter step, got herself a lot of space, and got the Knights a possession deep in their offensive zone, once again trying to make it 3 unanswered goals here in a row. Stroman forcing the issue, spins again, and the double team came and she had to regroup. And the whistle goes against the Dragons. Going to give a great opportunity to Stroman. Scored a goal just a moment ago. Could have another here as this is a great offensive opportunity. 2 steps and a shot. but she is denied by the big stick of Brianna Buxell. Ball's in the middle. Now it's behind the cage. No one's got it. It's being tossed around the turf and finally thrown in by Jade Joyce. She drops the stick and gives the high fives all around to the teammates. A nice move there, as it was a little bit of a scrum for that ball. Goals don't always have to be pretty. That time Joyce kind of just had it on the stick and shoveled it towards the goal.
Essex goal scored by number 17, Jay Joyce. Time of goal, 6 minutes, 31 seconds.
They don't all have to be pretty, but they all count for the same, and they all end up making the highlight reel at the end of the night. That one no different. Jade Joyce, third goal of the game. She's now only one goal behind Emily Dutton for the lead here this afternoon, or this evening. Dutton has 4. Man, Madison D'Amico, here she goes. So quick. Long pass. Had to go up there, climb up on the ladder to catch it. Stroman did, excuse me. She did just that. And the whistle. I think we're starting to see tired legs come into effect in this Dragons defense. This is a lot of whistles in the last couple minutes. I think they're getting beat initially. And the slide's a little late. Having to make up for that with some fouls. It's going to give another offensive opportunity, to Madison D'Amico, as she will take a step or two and bounce that shot over the cage, and the Dragons scoop it up, and they do not have a lot of space in front of them, so they go for the pass instead, and ball's on the ground, but the ref blew that whistle. Dragons will take over possession right in front of the midfield line, still trying to get that ball into their offensive zone. Just over 21 minutes to be played. There's 3 white jerseys swarming that ball. Finally, Dragons give it up. Now there's 3 white jerseys swarming on the other side of the field. This Knights defense relentless right now. Dragons can't catch a break, but I gotta say, I think this is kind of sloppy offense from the Dragons. No teammate is making themselves available on these passes. You see 3 white jerseys surrounding a teammate. You got to flash. Get yourself into an area where there's some space and make yourself available for a pass. All that work for nothing there for the Dragons, as it ends up just going to the Knights with just over 20 minutes to play. 14-3 is our score. The Knights on their way to getting their second home victory of the season. We got a meeting of the minds between the people in the zebra uniforms. Clock will stop as they talk dinner plans. And the Dragons will take possession, actually, looks like. That's the verdict on that one. As it looks like Coach Schroeder for the Knights wants an explanation. Sure, she'd like one, but given the fact that her team's up 11, it's not that urgent. Dragons, good offensive set there, but a denial at the goal by Cullings. May have taken that one off the knee. This is a great opportunity on the rebound, though. And did Cullings get the stick on that, or was that just... And you blink and you miss that offensive set. 2 shots, no goals, and here come the Knights. Under 20 to play now. They're up 14-3, looking to extend that lead on this Monday night. It's Monday Night Lacrosse. Can you dig it? Dragons into a good scoring area, trying to dish off a pass last minute, but it is not caught by anybody. Instead, that ball was on the ground, and then the whistle was blown. Knights will take over possession, but for how long? 3 black jerseys over there looking for something. Dragons will maintain possession here. Dragons started the second half with 2 straight goals. They've been held in check since then. 14-3 is our score. It's 2 straight goals for the Dragons and then 3 straight goals by the Knights right afterwards. Knights have that ball for a moment. It's a game of hot potato right now. Dragons thought they had possession, but the ref, perfect position there to blow that whistle and say, nay. It's going the other way. Good pass on the stick there, but couldn't be caught cleanly. Nikki Campbell would like to have that one back, and the whistle was blown. The Knights still in a difficult position there, but the whistle may have helped him out there. So if that pass would have been caught cleanly, it would have been an easy shot right in front of the cage there. Instead, the Knights will have a chance to collapse here on the rebound, on the restart. Collapse was certainly a little late. There was a lot of space to get that shot off, but as you see, it was wide of the net. Dragons still in possession here as we approach the 15-minute mark of this second half. Scoring slowed down a little bit here. Dragons slowing the offense down as well. 40 minutes on that shot clock, so they got still a lot of time to play. Thinking goal. 2 really good passes. A shovel shot is no good, and great hustle by Cullings. First one to the line. And looks to be a player in some pain on the field for the Dragons. Referee stopping play. $16 minutes and some change left here in this one. 14-3 is the score. Knights have been in control since the start. An injured player has left the field. It was Christine Ogle, one of the goal scorers actually for the Dragons. She had the first goal of the game. We'll see if she'll be back in this contest at some point. Turnover in the defensive zone here for the Knights. Can the Dragons make them pay? Knights have made the Dragons pay for mistakes like this a few times here today. Can the Dragons give them a taste of their own medicine? We'll find out. A lot of time on that shot clock, so they can keep this slow pace going for a little bit. Some movement away from the ball. Looking for something to open up. The shot did open up indeed, but they put it right onto the goalie's stick. Not good placement. An opportunity wasted for sure there for the Dragons, as that was a good offensive opportunity. Good goal scoring area. 15 minutes, all that separates these two teams from the end of the contest, and there'll be another goal separating them on the scoreboard as well after that nice offensive play set up by The picture-perfect pass. My dad always used to say the pass is prettier than the shot. That play, a perfect example. Knights player found themselves in a good goal-scoring area.
6 goals scored by number 10, Bailey D'Amico. Assisted by number 12, Alex Stroman. Time to go 15 minutes, 1 second.
As I was saying before we got the call, Bailey D'Amico, goal scorer. As you just heard, Stroman found D'Amico in a good goal-scoring area, threaded the needle on the pass. That middle area has been open pretty much all game long here for the Knights. Big reason why they're up 12 right now, 15-3. If you cannot secure the middle of your defense, it's going to be a long afternoon. You got to shore up that middle part of the area, or middle part of the field, excuse me. A lot of credit should go to this Knights team, though. Came in with a strategy, and it's worked. It's not because this Dragons team isn't talented. We've seen this Dragons team play well at points here in this game. There's a lot more to do with the fact that this is a well-oiled offensive machine here, this Knights team. Can put up points in a hurry. As of right now, they're outscoring their opponents 36-5 at home as we see another goal there. Clock continues to run on what has been a tough afternoon here for the Howard Dragons. They will see their win streak end at 1. And the Knights will watch their home record improve to 2-0. Stroman waited a while to get in on the goal scoring, but she's added 2 here in the second half. Stroman, Bailey D'Amico, and Courtney Jacobs all with 2 goals. Stroman will slow things down here. Pass in front, couldn't be caught. Was a little bit out in front or maybe behind, depending on your point of view. Regardless, as you see, the Knights are able to chase down the loose ball, and they're still in possession, 50 on that shot clock, so still a lot of time. The middle open again. Once again, though, couldn't be caught cleanly. Knights can afford to miss a couple opportunities like that. Up 13 right now, and still in possession of the ball. 35 on that shot clock, so still a lot of time in this possession. 11 on the game clock. And here comes a one-on-one opportunity. Stroman, she gone as far as she can? I don't know. She's still pushing the issue. Great ball control here. And a good find. A catch and shoot opportunity is no good. And with 5 on the shot clock, that'll probably be all she wrote for that possession. And indeed, it is. A great opportunity there set up by Alex Stroman. Dragons will take over possession, though, with a chance to go defense to offense. Oh, no, right in front, turnover, and a score. That one, not going to get an easier opportunity than that probably all season long, Jade Joyce, I think. Yep, that indeed is the goal scorer there, Joyce. Her 4th goal of the game. She ties Emily Dutton for the lead here this afternoon. But as I was saying, she may not get a better opportunity than that all season long. That turnover right there in front of the crease. she had to do is pick it up, take a step, and put the shot on net. Under 10 to play here in a lopsided affair, 17-3. Coachable moment here for Joe Valentino and his Dragons coaching staff. Ran into a buzzsaw here this afternoon, but they had their moments. If they do game footage here at the end of this, they'll have some opportunities and to show their defense, hey, man, you made some mistakes, but hey, on this offensive or in this defensive set, you made a great play here, you made a great play there. Just got to build on that moving forward. Missed opportunity. Knights will still have possession here, under 9 to play now. That restart, really good offensive scoring position. Can't make the most of it, or the Knights couldn't make the most of it that time. But as you see, they're still in possession. Still knocking on the door. Madison D'Amico almost kicked that door down that time, taking it as far as she could. She'll have another chance after receiving the pass. Here come the Knights. Looking. 70 on the shot clock. Lots of time. The middle is open. And it's open for business. Once again, the Knights break through for another goal. Seven minutes and some change left in this one. That's not a lot of time, but if the Dragons spend that entire 7 minutes in their defensive zone, it's going to feel like a long time. They need to get a offensive possession to snatch back some of that momentum that has been all on the side of the Knights. Of course, the way this game's been going, that's going to be a lot easier said than done. Because if they could do it, I'm sure they would have done it by now.
Assisted by number 8, Ashlyn Hales. Time of goal, 22-14.
18-3. Over 7 to play. Dragons will have a chance to catch some of that momentum. They can hold on to this ball. Not looking good right now. .60 on the shot clock, so lots of time here for the Dragons. If they want to slow down the pace, catch their breath. Of course, still thinking goal, but offensive set like this is a great break for the offense, or great break for the defense. And speaking of offense, that was a great offensive set there for the Dragons. The movement away from the ball, the great pass, the great catch and shoot. $18-4.
Howard goal scored by number 14, Maddie Ricks. Assisted by number 7, Kristen Ogle. Time of goal, 23 minutes, 45 seconds.
So this one is a really interesting perspective question, but the Dragons have 4 goal scorers here in this game. All 4 of them are different players. Be interested to see or hear Coach Valentino's thoughts on that. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? You're getting offense from 4 different players, but you're also not having one player step up and really take over. Questions for another day and concerns for tomorrow. Because right now, I'm sure the concern is getting out of here with the score as close to what it is right now as possible. 18-4 is the score right now. Under 5 to play. The Dragons will take over possession after the whistle, and they'll have another chance. Grab back some of that momentum. Put a dent into that hole as well. Whistle on the far sideline will go against the Knights. Dragons will still have possession here, as we have just over 4 minutes to play now. Ball's on the ground, quickly scooped up by Reeser, the goal scorer just a moment ago here for the Dragons. She still has possession. Not a lot of ball movement away. Excuse me, not a lot of movement away from the ball right now. Now things starting to get up. People running in towards that middle area. It was open a moment ago here for the Dragons. That time, a good shot on a one-on-one play. Put it right onto the big stick of Cullings, though. Easy save. And that will go to the Dragons as Dutton lost control of it. And she was the last one to touch it, the ref says. So with just over 3 minutes, the Dragons will have another chance offensively, but not for long. Madison D'Amico, good good defensive play. It's the third time she's forced a turnover. Michaela Boyle puts it back into the defense. Now takes it back out. 3 minutes on the clock. 18-4 is the score. 65 on the shot clock, so the Knights have a lot of time here. Slow things down. Seems like this game's been decided since the early stages of that first half. The Knights came out on a big run. Kept up the scoring ever since then. Just over 2 now on the game clock and just over 30 on the shot clock. And trying for a catch and shoot is no good. Knights are able to scoop up the ground ball. Still keep their foot on the gas pedal. They'll have a chance on the restart here. Or not. Dragons will take over possession. So that whistle goes against the Knights. So now under 2 to play, the Dragons will have a chance, and good possession here. Won't be the end of the game, but kill off a lot of that time that's left. Dragons just got to get the ball out of the defensive zone, though, to start. It's a struggle right now. Finally, they're inching closer to that midfield line. And they do get it across. Just over a minute now to be played. Shot and a goal. Nice setup. A good bounce shot. Bounced over the stick. And Cullings was trying to catch it before it bounced. I think that was number 18, Cassandra Paddleford. Could be the final goal of the game, too, as well, as we have just 50 seconds left in the contest as the clock continues to roll. This play here may be one of the last.
Number 18, Cassandra Paddleford. Time of goal, 28:45.
18-5 is the score right now. Possession will go to the Knights, and they can hold here for that final 20 seconds. Double teams coming on that far sideline. Under 10 to play now. And the Knights are just going to hold on to this, play keep away, and walk away With the 18-5 win, they're going to improve to 4-2 on the season, 2-0 at home.
That's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
As of right now, they're outscoring their opponents
Thank you for your attendance all season long.
38-7 at home. So a hot start here for this Knights team. We'll be back on Wednesday with more lacrosse action. I'll see you then. Until next time, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.